Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well as a triple. Oh, look at Dahaka. Finds the Avatar top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting on the 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by ReGen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Ladies and gentlemen, throw your Murdar globes in chat right now because we have a ReGen double header for you this evening. First, it's going to be ReGen Red facing off the deadly Accel eSports. This is going to be a really tough match for ReGen Red because Accel eSports has been playing so well this season. And then later on this evening, we have ReGen Black up against Pride Stark Gaming. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're here for ReGen teams, make sure you're shouting out, throwing some support. If you're here for anyone else, including the fine members of Accel eSports with us right now, throw a huge shout out to them as well. So glad to be hosting these teams. I have them both in the lobby ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and throw out the ready check, and we're going to be hopping right in. Let me tell you what happened during the coin toss. We had ReGen Red winning the flip, opting to defer over to Accel, where Accel first banned out Battlefield of Eternity. Then we saw ReGen Red ban out Brax's Holdout. Our first map you see is going to be Cursed Hollow, chosen by Accel eSports. And then later on, after this, for map number 2, it will be Towers of Doom as chosen by Repsychic from ReGen Red. So here we are. We're in our draft. Accel eSports enters tonight's matchup with a 7-2 map record. That's good enough for 4th place in Division C East. ReGen Red enters with a record of 5-5. That's tied for 6th place, along with Meconium Juicers and Minion Miners. So both teams trying to keep themselves in the playoff hunt there towards the top in that top 6 standings. But ReGen Red really the ones who need some help tonight, as they lost a devastating matchup just the other night against Admiral Akbar. One that I know they wanted to get back. Here we see both Shamadas being banned out. It's going to be Genji by ReGen Red and Hanzo by Accel eSports. But both these teams, they've started off the season well. In the Swiss format, it means that they're playing against some of the tougher teams right now. I know Accel has had a pretty tough schedule just this week, as we see ReGen Red ban out White Mane, and our final ban in this top phase is going to be Sonya by Accel. But they've played some tough matches this week. ReGen Red still has a few teams towards the top here, including Accel eSports, that they're yet to play against. So time is now for both these squads, and leaving round number 2, this is both these teams' final games, where the win would mean the world to them, as we see ReGen Red pick up Asmodan. It's going to be Deckard Cain over on the other side for Accel eSports. And they're going to pair that up with the Lord of Terror, Diablo. Alright, so a lot of Diablo heroes coming out so far. I'm wondering what direction ReGen Red wants to go in. I haven't really seen them play Cursed Hollow too much. I'm not sure this is one of their favorite maps to play on. Going up against a Diablo and a Deckard Cain, that's a lot of control on the side of Accel. They're going to go with the Dahaka, my favorite hero, of course, and a Muradin. These are good picks. I like them. I think Muradin's in a good spot on this map. He can do some work. Definitely gives them options on how deep they want to dive in. Of course, like the Hawk on the backline could be pretty scary. Malfurion, the ban here for Accel eSports. And the final ban will be the Protoss hero, Fen9. You might know him as Phoenix. banned out by ReGen Red, and now we're getting into the final selections. Falstead and Jaina. Falstead likely to try to match the global presence that Dahaka is going to bring for ReGen Red. Accel esports says we want some of that too. We're going to go along and pick up the Falstead and pair it with the Jaina.
Murder Globe.
Ragnarok in chat with the 4-month resub. Appreciate that, my friend. Let's go ReGen with the globe, he says. Appreciate it, my man. Final picks for ReGen Red on the clock. 4 and 5 slot. They're going with Greymane and Alexstrasza. All right. I've seen the Greymane recently played by a few of these ReGen squads. Have we gotten a look at the ReGen Red Greymane? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Who's on the Greymane? Let me know in chat. Is that a hero that -40 is going to play? Blaze, the final selection. Solo lane up against the Dahaka. So, all right, this is interesting. I mean, they have 2 solos. They can put the Falstead up in one. They can put the Blaze in the other. Likely going to be up against either the Asmo or maybe they want to put the Greymane in the solo lane for ReGen Red. It is going to be -40 on that Greymane. But let me know in chat. It's now up to you guys. This is the time of day where I ask you guys who you think is going to win. If you want to vote for ReGen Red, hashtag RG in chat. If you want to vote for Accel, hashtag Ace in chat. Really, this one could go either way. I like both drafts. I think the Jaina, Diablo, Blaze, Falstead, Deckard, I mean, that's pretty solid. ReGen Red, they're going to have to rely on Zensvet stacking up that Azmodan. Can they do it? Also, don't forget, we got the ReGen Invitational bid goal all the way over there on the right-hand side of the screen right now. Got to fill that up before the end of the season. Help us host the event. Both these teams you see playing this evening will have a direct invitation to the ReGen Invitational 3. So if you're a fan of either team, consider dropping some bits in chat because that event is going to be better than ever. And we've already had some good ones in the RGI. The next one will be even bigger. But here we are. Game number 1 between ReGen Red and Accel eSports. And on the left-hand side in the blue will be ReGen Red. Repsychic, the captain, going to play Alexstrasza. G McThornbody on the Dahaka Shui, going to be playing the Muradin. Azmodan going to be charged up by Zensvet. And rounding it out, Onze Gremundo is -40. Over on the right-hand side, we got the challengers, Accel eSports. Captain EO is going to be playing the Deckard Kane. We got Scorps lagging behind a bit on that Diablo. G Money on the Blaze. We see Thickmane playing the Falstead, and rounding this team out on the Jaina will be Hysterical. Level 1 talents up on your screen. New habits from Blaze. That's just fun for him. As we're going to see a potential drag there on Thickmane. And already, Gristle McThornbody bringing it home for ReGen Red. First blood. Less than 30 seconds in. ReGen Red getting off to a quick start. Azmodan, a hero that, of course, is going to be stacking throughout the game, has opted into the Gluttony talent. So make sure you're keeping an eye on him. His hero stacking will be extra. Circle of Life for Alexstrasza. She needs those globes, and this is a big map with not a lot of rotation, so could be tough for her as we see these teams in their laning phase right now. It's going to be Blaze up against Greymane in that top lane. Down below in the bottom, it's just the Dahaka, but here flying in is Thickmane, just back from the Hall of Storms after that initial death he took. But some interesting matchups. Greymane going to take the first move over to the siege camp on the left-hand side for ReGen Red. Mid lane just being safely soaked by tanks and supports. And there we do see Accel eSports working on their own siege camp. They're going to leave Jaina there to do that as Deckard Kane is going to pick up a vision for Accel eSports. So not too much going on here. I think these globe talents we see on 3 of our heroes. 4 if you want to include Dahaka and his enhanced agility, which gets a little bit. But these globe talents can be tough, and we'll see who can get the better half of them. But right now, bottom lane, I like watching some Dahaka. Gristle McThornbody up against Thickmane. And it's global versus global. Who's going to get there first? But they're both in this bottom lane. The tribute will be spawning right next to them here in this bottom lane. So not going to get too much fantastic value off those globals here during the first tribute, as level 4s are being picked up by ReGen Red. do see, I believe it says Battleborn from the Asmodan, so we'll try to get some cooldown reduction with his auto attacks. Rotation now coming from Shui. He's going to enter this bottom lane and look for a jump on Thickmane, who's all by himself in this bottom lane. Siege Giants are here, but here's Shui. There's a stun. Barrel roll interrupted. Dragon to connect from Gristle McThornbody. But Thickmane should be able to get back. I don't know if there's enough damage here, as Dahaka does not currently have his cooldown reduction on Drag, which comes just a little bit later at level 7. So for now, Thickmane will survive. He's going to use his Hearth, has Flight, and we'll be able to get him back to this fight down on the bottom tribute that is spawning in 10 seconds. The first tribute of the game, Action, is ready to go. Greymane, the furthest away right now, gonna have to make a long trip down. Blaze is about halfway here, coming through the mid lane as we speak. Falstead already back after that flight as these teams are ready to rip and roll. G Money hold down the bush, but checked by -40 wisely. He did see that that was there, and he's going to make it through, only losing a little tiny bit of health there. Scroll of Ceiling not connecting anything, so that cooldown's down. Here comes some Globes of Annihilation from Zenspet, trying to just whittle down the members of Accel eSports. Dragon pop, Fiery Psychic, Scroll of Ceiling locking in 4. Big jump there hitting 4 as well, as the Dragon is running out of time, and once it does run out of time, they don't find any kills, but they do, and it's going to be Diablo falling first. Shui able to dwarf toss out, and now ReGen Red looking like they might be able, oh, Shui not standing in that abundance, mistimed it. But ReGen Red picking up the first tribute of the game on the back of a Dragon Queen from the Captain Repsychic. So good job from them. Neither siege camps are still alive. They had both fallen. So now you see ReGen Red potentially. No, they're going to walk past the Bruiser camp. They do not want it yet. They want to set up. They have their level 7s. Maybe even look for a fight right now. Murd in his bottom lane. Seeing if Thickmane wants to jump out. There it is. Ooh, but he's going to miss the stun. I don't even know if he threw it out there, to be honest. But Thickmane able to barrel roll back to safety. Now we're seeing, look at this. It's G versus G. G McThornbody up against G Money. And this is the matchup you guys have been waiting for. As I'm taking a peek down in chat to see what you guys are voting for. And it looks like 3 votes for ReGen Red. And I'll count 1 from Exaratos for Accel eSports. So we'll call it a 3-to-1 vote on who's going to win this game, as tribute number 2 is spawning right up here in a defensive spot for Accel eSports. We'll see if Zenspet will be able to poke that out nicely for the members of ReGen Red. And here comes a rotation from Diablo and Jaina through this mid lane. Falstead here as well. Still down bottom is Greymane, and this to me appears as though ReGen Red is willing to fully concede this. Maybe one delay from Asmodan. See if Zenspet wants to throw out that globe. He does, and he gets it in time. So that's actually a pretty good interrupt as Falstead flies down bottom on top of Greymane. There's some of that damage, and Falstead might pick this kill up. Negative try. Yeah, he gets away. Tribute was picked up there by Accel. I like the little bit of a delay that we saw. Top lane, here's the Haka and Blaze still at it. I do like the little bit of a delay from Asmodan. Of course, it was just the one channeling delay, which gave ReGen Red, look at this, a full level lead. And excuse me, T-Tours. ReGen Red picking up their 3rd kill of the game down that bottom lane. It's -40. Picking up blood for the 2nd time. As now ReGen Red looking good. They are halfway through level 9. They're finding a lot of XP in this bottom lane as that tower got taken out. Shui holding down a bush. Gonna back up, Scroll of Ceiling trying to connect, but will not from EO. And here is tribute number 3. Teams even 1 apiece, but ReGen Red is so close to level 10. Dahaka just grabs it up top. Gristle McThornbody at about 25% health, so he's gonna have to use a well tap. And we'll check his essence for you as well. Only sitting at 14 essence right now. But level 10's Ties of Sin. We have the Life Binder. We have Isolation, Go for the Throat, and the always popular Avatar from Murd. And here through the bush, getting a stun on Falstead. No follow-up here quite yet. Some minions being thrown down by Asmodan, and this is going to be conceded over to ReGen Red by Accel eSports. Falstead gonna fly down to the bottom with those Siege Giants. Someone's gonna have to make this rotation here. I'm wondering if they're gonna send Dahaka, because right now 3 members of Accel eSports are here in this bottom lane. And ReGen, are they looking for the boss? Look like they were thinking about the boss. They see members in this bottom lane. I'm surprised they're not going for it. Instead, they're just going to rotate down and protect their wall. It appears. Here's Shui in defense. The Hawk is still up top. Greymane working on a siege camp up in this top left corner. Here comes Alex Straza through the rotation as this will be defended. They're going to lose one tower, but Siege Giants should be able to be handled. But there's 4 red shirts here. Looking at Asmodan, scroll of ceiling, locking into Asmodan and Muradin. There is an APOC on top of Asmo, followed by a Ring of Frost. Lifebinder not enough, and Zensvet is down. First kill of the game for Accel eSports, and now they're really rolling in this bottom lane. Siege Giant still available. Scroll of ceiling still putting out the zoning potential, making sure no one's going to step up, and this is going to be first structure of the game in favor of Accel. And now they find themselves even on XP, a huge pickup. They're even going to get this well, it appears. Yes, they do. And tribute number 4 is spawning right next to this location. So Accel already here in position. The Hawk is up top defending this siege camp and playing bully on Blaze. He'll be able to brush stalk down if he wants to join this fight on the bottom side. Blaze appears is going to hearth. So that top push will keep going, and ReGen might be able to get a fort out of it. Looks like it's going down quickly. Here is that Dragon's Queen once again from Recycling. Gets some hit, stuns, and drags on top of Decker Kane. A big pickup there from ReGen Red. Isolation on Falstead, as here comes the channeling from Zensvet. He's going to try to pick it up for ReGen Red. I don't think that Accel eSports can get here in time. So the first curse of the game in favor of ReGen, and they're trying to pull back Diablo. He's sitting at full souls, but he's able to scoop behind the wall. But a 5-man push here in the bottom as that top fort was taken out by those siege giants. Blaze is here in response. Bottom side once again. You see all 5 of ReGen Red looking to push down this fort. Charge there on top of Muradin from Diablo. He's trying to keep him steady. Big globe from Asmodan. Thickmane falling low. -40 jumping in, trying to finish him off. APOC now gonna reset the fight as Zensvet does get stunned out. The Stay alive and listen as well, going to help make sure no one can continue pushing forward on top of Falstead. He survives. And remember, he's already fallen twice in this game, so a little bit scared. Ooh, big drag on Jaina. No follow-up available. Here comes the flight in from Falstead. They're trying to defend this mid-wall. Scroll is ceiling. Will it lock anyone in? No, it doesn't. The Hawk is still here. Curse about to end in 10 seconds, and ReGen Red looking for another fight. There's a charge on Shui from Scorp. Dragged back now. Diablo in trouble. And there's a blizzard down the silence. Once again, from the Hawk, a Lifebinder keeping Muradin alive. Shui should be able to dwarf toss out of this as globes are coming in from Zensvet, but Shui getting flipped. I don't think he's getting out of this one. He's going to go ahead and sacrifice his life, throwing out one last hammer on that well. And Accel eSports is looking good in their defenses a couple of times here. Bottom side got through that wall and partially on that keep. So now a boss play from ReGen Red can spell disaster for Accel eSports. Bruiser Camp going to be picked up from ReGen Red. Top right, this is actually going to be Accel eSports looking at a boss on their own side of the map. But ReGen Red going to respond with a boss of their own. So we're going to trade boss for boss. Mid lane still pushing with the Bruiser. And as mentioned, this bottom lane for ReGen Red already a keep exposed. And potentially enough damage from this boss to be able to finish it off. We'll see what they want to do with it, how they want to send their team. But they will be able to gather this boss. It is picked up from ReGen Red. Top side, a red side boss from Accel eSports will be pushing the top lane. Accel sitting at 1 of 3 on tributes. ReGen Red just cashed in their third, so they need another 3 to be able to find themselves another curse. This mid lane being cleared up by Decker King and Diablo pretty slowly, but effectively nonetheless, as there's no counter push there from ReGen Red. This bottom side, the boss is pushing. Gristle McThornbody is here on his Dahaka, but potentially a little bit scared. I know he knows that Diablo and Decker King were at mid. Now he should see Blaze. But does he sense the rest of this rotation? The boss is falling. I don't know if it's been able to get this keep down, as the rest of the defense is here. That keep will survive just by a thread. So good defense from Accel eSports as the next tribute is spawning in 10 seconds. And look at this rush coming in from EO and G-Money. They're going to be in position, and the rest of ReGen Red not here. You see Greymane working on a siege camp. Asmodan and Muradin are mid. And this is all 5 members of Accel eSports about to walk in on this tribute. They need their Greymane quick, but he's still on that siege camp. So we'll see what happens here as level 16s are also very close to ReGen Red. I know they want to take their time, try to find their 16s and then take the fight, but Is there enough space here as Accel eSports is continuing to push forward? Shui finds a false set in the bush. Globes coming in from the top side from Zenspet. All 5 members from each team are here right now, but getting flipped over. Popping Avatar is Shui. Blizzard on top. And they take a little bit of damage. He's very low. Get into that Life Finder. There it is from Recycling. Shui will survive. More Globes coming in from the top end. There's a big stay along. Listen up, 4 and a kill. APOC behind it. Ring of Frost as well, locking in another 3. And this combination from Accel eSports for the second time has really found some action, as they pick up a huge triple kill, down a talent tier there in that fight. And ReGen Red has to find ways to respect that combination. Stay a while and listen from EO, setting it up. Scorps with a follow-up stun, and then Ring of Frost to make sure no one leaves. Twice we've seen it in this game. Will they be able to keep that up? Right now they're sitting 2 of 3 on the tributes, are Accel eSports. As there it is, Gluttony completed from Azmodan, so he should have a little bit more damage heading into these next fights. Another very defensive position going to be provided here to Accel eSports. They're sitting on 2 of 3. They're also at even talents. They're leading the game in kills 5-4 right now, and although they were down early in this game, you see them right now really starting to pick it up, catch up in XP. ReGen Red on the back foot. The Hawk is down bottom, soaking just a little bit more. Clearing up the Siege Giants that were picked up by Accel. And here we go, another tribute. And if this one's picked up by Accel eSports, it will be a curse for them. So they're really wanting to get this. The first interrupt from Azmodan. Going to stop Stickman on the channel. Now EO trying to channel it. Goal is healing. Will lock in a few. Dragon Queen's out. Stay a while and listens there. APOC going out next. It does lock in 3. Ring of Frost has been the follow-up. And there it is. Only going to hit on top of Muradin, and Scorp falling low, but it's going to be the Haka falling first. Bunker's down. Dragon Queen is still here. Will be able to finish off Diablo. Yes, Globe still coming in from Zenspet. He's starting to reset here. Dragon Queen has expired. Falling low is G-Money on that Blaze, and Shui's not letting him go. He's jumping in. Jeffer Fulton going to help stun out the team, but they find a Jaina. Ends up being a 2-for-1. Diablo has respawned, but this tribute on the back of another Dragon Queen is picked up by ReGen Red. Taking a peek at some of these boss timers, 1 minute on the bottom side, 50 seconds on the top side. That's the next big storyline, as especially if Accel eSports can get theirs and a curse with it that's spawning on the top. That could be terrible for ReGen Red, because boss plus curse, and you know how much damage that can be. But both these teams are looking for more camps. -40 on the Bruiser. On the other side is Decker Kane and Falstead working on a siege camp for the members of Accel eSports. And these should get timed out right about the same time. Up here is Psychic working on the siege camp for ReGen Red. They're going to try to get that out as well. But this is a very important tribute for both teams, as bosses will be spawning here soon. We'll see what the rotation is going to be. 15 seconds on this bottom boss, and I'm pretty sure Accel knows that their boss is spawning right now.
Shall we see who gathers enough?
Are they making the rotation there? They're looking at it. They're thinking tribute. They're thinking ReGen Red might be making the rotation up. So they're not going to go for the boss. ReGen Red not going to go for theirs either. Charging on Sweet. Scorp's doing a great job there, but not enough follow-up. Didn't want to lock him in. Waiting to see more targets. And ReGen Red is going to leave this Siege Giant camp, pushing bottom lane up top. The Siege Giant camp that was pushed out from ReGen Red is being destroyed as we speak. So advantage over to Accel, especially if they can win this tribute. And here we go. Shree starting off, and Scorp really is getting the better half of it. Charging in. Stay along with this is hitting 2. Globes coming out on the backside from Zenspet, trying to loosen up the health bars. Ring of Frost hitting 2 with the gust. It's going to be a double kill for Accel eSports. Exactly what they wanted right now. Shree having to jump back over the wall. Zenspet's very low. He's next to fall. A triple kill for Accel eSports. They're looking for more on top of Shui. And with this scroll of ceiling, it might just find it rooted in. Stabbed into the wall by Diablo. And it's a quad kill for Accel eSports. They could get the trib, or they could play it a little more aggressive and push out this lane a bit. They're going to send Falstead down. It's going to be Jaina collecting the tribute. And here they go, their first curse of the game. Siege Giant still alive in this bottom lane. Greymane here in defense. But this could be a lot of trouble for ReGen Red, as these lanes can really start to push out. This mid has been destroyed. The fort's down. Now they're looking at a keep wall. Still 4 members in the Hall of Storms waiting to spawn for ReGen Red, and I don't think there's much they're going to be able to do to defend this keep, as 5 members from Accel eSports are here, already knocking on this keep's front door. Crystal McThornbody and Recycling are here, but there's not much these 2 heroes can do in the defense. They gotta wait for their Muradin and their Azmodan that's going to be able to chunk anything down. Now backing up is going to be Accel eSports. They got what they came for here in the mid lane. They do not want to sacrifice anything, although they do have their level 20 talents online. 10 to 6 in kills. They're making a rotation over to a ReGen Red boss, especially once they see them in this top lane. Yeah, they're going to rip it. Look at this. Here they go, bottom boss. ReGen Red still hanging out up top. This is going to be a boss picked up for Accel eSports. There's nothing ReGen Red can do to get here. They're just too late. Ghost is also online from Falstead. So another boss in the books for Accel eSports. And unfortunate for all you ReGen fans out there, they're starting to really fall behind. They did just pick up their level 20 talents. Those are on your screen right now. But this is really coming down to it. A keep down, and ReGen's going to have to find a way to defend this boss, defend the top boss that's going to be coming out right behind it. And they also really want to get the keep down on the other side of the map. They got it so close earlier in the game, and you thought they were going to get that early catapult advantage, but they've yet to walk down there and finish it off. They just haven't found the opportunity to do so. And now they're looking at a keep in a lot of trouble. They should be able to get it down, and they will. The keep's going to stay at about 80% health, as the second boss is all but captured right now for Accel eSports. Alright, so more camps going to be coming out. ReGen Red looking at a siege camp. We'll see if they hold this for when the boss is right up on the wall. And yes, it does appear that's their plan. I like this. Mid lane, it's going to be a bruiser camp from Accel eSports, as Falstead is flying forward into the vision, looking at this camp, wants to get his Stormbolts there, going to push him back, but now Diablo on top, wind tunnel, but Shree's not in it. The APOC is going to lock him there, and ReGen Red paying mightily for not picking up that siege camp. Now there's a boss and 3 down, as well as the siege camp here in this top lane. Diablo's across the wall, looking to lock in Greymane, negative 40 solo. Will they be able to finish him off? Great defense from Zensvet and his Azmodan. But this is a boss. This is 5 members of Accel eSports and a siege camp. A bruiser camp in the mid lane with a catapult. The bottom side, there's a siege camp as well. And starting to push in on core is Accel eSports, looking to pick up the win here in game number 1 over ReGen Red. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote. Accel eSports picks it up on Cursed Hollow. All right, so here is your match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. And it started looking like it was a ReGen Red match, and what a turnaround from this combination of Deckard Cain, followed up by the APOC and the Ring of Frost. The lockdown was real, and it was real effective. Accel eSports dominating the mid to late game and taking bosses at the end. That camp swing looked like ReGen Red had a chance to make a defense on that, and Falstead flying in, Thickmane with that wind tunnel at level 20 that he picked up, able to push all the members of ReGen Red back out of that fight. They're able to steal it with another APOC and Ring combination. So game number 1 is going over to Accel eSports. We're going to be taking a 5-minute break as I set up the next lobby. We're headed to Towers of Doom as chosen by ReGen Red. All right, ladies and gents, welcome back. It's going to be game number 2. I'm going to check if these teams are ready to go. There's 1R from EO waiting to hear back from Repsychic, and he is ready as well. So here we go as we are headed into
Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom. All right, so Towers of Doom was chosen by ReGen Red here during the map pick phase of this match. So first to ban, first to action is Accel eSports. They won game number 1, and they're going to continue with the Hanzo ban here against ReGen Red. This was their ban in game number 1. ReGen Red chose to ban out at Genji. We'll see if that ban is also going to follow here on Towers of Doom. Really, I think ReGen, they got to find a way to shut down the combination potential that Accel eSports just pulled out there in game number 1. It was very scary, so maybe they want to switch it up, get rid of the Diablo. Instead, they're going to get rid of the Asmo, which Zensvet played in game number 1, which is going to put Accel eSports back on the clock, and decisions to be made. They got rid of Sonya in game number 1, a hero that Crystal McThornbody plays so frequently. Decker Kane, though, this time will be the selection from Accel eSports. With Asmodan already banned out, we'll see if they want to get rid of a tank here. Maybe they want to get rid of that Genji still. We didn't see like a Rainer in game number 1, so I don't know if they feel that's an option. Whitemane was their choice as their second ban. See if they want to continue banning out Whitemane. Instead, this time it's going to be Urel, who made it through our first draft unpicked, unbanned. But this time will be banned out by ReGen Red, and first selection very quickly is that Dahaka from Accel eSports. Miss Windup-Bird, any plans to cast any more D West games? Abso-freaking-lutely. Not this round, but I will certainly be looking to get matches from all the divisions throughout the season. Stukov and Greymane, the picks here from ReGen Red, and perhaps an early Stukov. But they're going to go for it, and they're going to pair with the Greymane, and that's going to leave open Garrosh and Jim Raynor for Accel eSports, and whew. Okay. I happen to know that ReGen Red does not love playing against Garrosh. Raynor, another one of those heroes that can be very, very dangerous in the right situation. We'll see if there's enough slows provided to pair with his ace in the hole at level 1. Right now, I really don't see it outside of that Groundbreaker from Garrosh. So they're going to have to find maybe some more. Whitemane, the final ban here from ReGen Red, and now Accel eSports back on the clock with ReGen Red ready to pick right after this ban. It's going to be Sonya banned out once again for the second time in this matchup by Accel eSports, and it's probably going to put Mr. Gristle McThornbody on his Blaze, perhaps? I could see. Maybe they want to put him on Leoric? I don't know. It's going to be the Blaze. Okay. I think that's the better pick. Li Ming and Blaze. I'm excited for a Li Ming. I think Blaze is a solid choice. So these, in my opinion, are pretty good for ReGen Red. But now, Accel eSports back on the clock. They don't have their support yet. They have one of their damages. They have their solo laner and tank. So they're looking to pair something with Raynor. And they're trying to get their support here. Alex Straza is still an option if they want to go for that. Rhaegar has been popular. We'll see what their selection is. It's going to be Kerrigan and Ana for Accel eSports. They're going to try to set up a sleep into a Kerrigan combo to get some kills here. And quite frankly, that is scary as hell to look into if you're ReGen Red, because they do not have a lot of great ways to really get out of this. Stukov going to be relied upon a lot for his silences. We'll see how well Repsychic can come through in this game up against a Kerrigan. Final pick is going to be Johanna for ReGen Red. And once again, chat, I'm going to ask you who you think is going to win this match. If you want to vote for ReGen Red, hashtag RG in chat. If you want to vote for Accel eSports, hashtag Ace in chat. The true winner will be determined by you guys. The play on the field barely matters. It's all up to you guys, chat. So let me know. Let these teams know who you're here rooting for. You already know I'm a ReGen boy. You already know. But I'm going to play it fair and make sure Accel eSports gets the best of this cast. Game 1, they looked so good. And if they can keep up what they did there and potentially set up some more combos, this is scary. Hysteria, once again, going to be relied upon by Accel eSports to come through with the combinations from Kerrigan. EO played so well setting it up on his Deckard Cain. We'll see if Ana is just as juicy for him. But game number 2, I want to hear what you guys have to say, so make sure you're throwing out those hashtags for these teams in chat as we head in to game.
Prepare yourself for battle.
On the left-hand side, once again, it is ReGen Red. Recycling the captain, once again up front. Going to play a Stukov this time. Shui's going to be on Johanna. Zensvet on the gray main. They're going to switch over that hero. -40 wants his Leeming. And up in this top lane, it's Gristle McDormbody on the Blaze. Over on the right-hand side, we got the Game 1 winners, Accel eSports. EO, the captain, on that Ana thick main. Going to be playing Rainer. G-Money on Dahaka. We see Kerrigan, played by Hysteria, and rounding it out on the Garrosh.
What are you waiting for?
There's a happy birthday in chat being thrown out to, I didn't see who it was. Just random happy birthday. Okay. So, level 1 talent on your screen, and it's a sleep start build from Ana. And what do you expect when you're playing with the Kerrigan? You really want to try to set it up, keep someone asleep, and have Kerrigan get that free Ravage jump in, full combo, shebang, shaboing. And that's really the extent of what Accel eSports are trying to do. If Ace can set it up, I mean, that is so scary for ReGen to have to deal with, as early rotations already are favoring the members of Accel eSports to clear out this bottom wave, as ReGen Red is just now showing up, -40, trying to watch his rotations, and will be able to dismount 2 members from Ace, as they're now going to get a second wave in this bottom lane before making their rotation back up to mid. Sapper camps are spawning, as you see Accel eSports getting the jump here on this mid wave. Shui's going to make it around, and the rest of ReGen Red looking at the Sapper camp on their side. That's Zensvet playing the gray main, working, forming away. But here comes a combination, landing on 2 from Hysteria, already showing his prowess on the Queen of Blades. Hysteria locking in 2, but not enough follow-up damage. Of course, thick main, more of a sustain style hero on that Rainer, so unless if these targets are low, it's going to be really hard for them to finish them off just alone with the Kerrigan. So he's going to have to try to find targets that are already with their health reduced. As now, I finally see you guys in chat participating in my pregame banter. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes for ReGen and 2 votes for Accel eSports. So a lot of support here for ReGen Red. Accel eSports, I'm a little disappointed. I thought you were sending some friends and family over. Nonetheless, they're going to play it out on this map, and the true winner, of course, will come from who can win Towers of Doom. I love the friendly banter going out in chat, though, as we are looking for a good match. A slight XP lead for ReGen Red, as the Pumpkin Sappers are here for both teams in the bottom lane. So we're going to keep an eye on this matchup down here to see what happens. Already one of the Sappers down on the side of ReGen Red. All 3 still alive for Accel eSports, as some orbs being thrown out, condemned as well from Johanna. They're trying to finish these Sappers off, and all of them are killed just about evenly for both teams, as Alter Phase #1 spawning. Level 4 talents have been picked up. That, of course, is dominance from Leeming, and we'll see how dominant -40 can be on this hero that he loves to play. ReGen Red sending all 5 members to the top side. They're going to try to bully off the Haka. G-Money here, but here's a rotation coming from Accel eSports. They're really going to look to make sure ReGen's not getting a free tribute here on this top side. Silence down on Garrosh. He's going to try to walk past it. Dahaka's here as well. Does he have a drag? Who's he looking for? -40. Essence was popped, and G-Money's going to back up as ReGen Red's pushing forward. A lot of damage coming through Garrosh. Very low, 10 health. He's reset. Look at the damage coming from Leeming, but not able to finish off Hysteria on that Kerrigan. But the Altar is going to be gathered by ReGen Red, and they're going to take an early 4-shot advantage after Altar Phase #1. ReGen Red looking to get some free damage on this mid-court wall. No one from either team in the bottom lane, so this is pretty safe for now for both these teams. Zensvet is going to go and catch the rotation bottom, as that siege camp is not yet available, so I'd imagine he's going to go get some XP for his team, and yes, he will. Going to play it safe and just mount soak for now. Up top, we haven't looked at this matchup. It's the G versus G matchup again. Gristle McThornbody against G Money. Blaze versus Dahaka, and a matchup that is very skill dependent. So far, not much of an advantage for either team, but we did see G Money earlier have to go back to base. There's Jet Propulsion, going to be burrowed out by G Money, as -40 is here to try to apply some damage to Dahaka, and he'll have to back up to his wall as ReGen Red finds a lot of damage there. Well tapped used again by Dahaka. Bottom side, siege camps have spawned for both of these teams. We'll see if they want to go for him. Looks like Kerrigan's going to jump on. The other side, no one from ReGen Red is here yet. Looks like it was checked out by a cocktail from Greymane, but they want their Johanna here. They're a little bit scared for now to walk in there without their tank, as the right-hand side is going to be grabbed away by Hysteria. They do find Garrosh here. Unstoppable popped early by Johanna, as she did not want to get tossed there by Garrosh, and now pushing forward with 4 members. It's going to be Accel eSports, and they're going to be able to steal away this Pumpkin Sapper camp, unless if ReGen Red can try to take this fight. But with the Dahaka on the other side, they have to be worried that that Brush Stalk is going to come right in and save the day. If any sort of counterattack happens from ReGen Red, they wisely back up. But now there's Pumpkin Sappers, 6 of them in this bottom lane for Accel eSports, as the channel is being started by -40. Dahaka's brush stalking in, and -40 interrupted the final second. Now tossed back, leaving in trouble. Gonna blink around, but the stun from Kerrigan gonna lock in -40. He's the first to fall for ReGen, and Recyclic's gonna be next to follow, as Hysteria picking up a double kill with Rainer there in this bottom lane. Pumpkin Sappers are connecting onto these towers as Gristle McThornbody gets tossed back, and he will get dragged back again by Kerrigan. A triple kill for Accel eSports, and they're in this bottom lane, potentially ready to siege up on it. It's just Johanna and Greymane here in defense, while 4 members of Accel eSports will be able to finish off this second tower. With the minion wave still here, they're going to get a little bit of damage onto this fort. Recyclic and -40 are showing up in defense, but a huge swing there. Started with the Pumpkin Sapper camp, and then turning, really parlaying it into that triple kill down on the bottom side during the altar phase. Accel eSports looking really good as they find a flip on Johanna. Pops Iron Skin, will be able to back up. 9.5 though, the level for Accel eSports. They can be patient right now. Find their XP up top with Dahaka, who's soaking for them. G McThornbody double soaking for ReGen Red, desperately trying to catch them up in levels. But this wave here at mid will be enough for the level 10 talents for Accel eSports, as Garrosh holding down that rotation lane. Talents up on your screen right now if you want to check it out. It's going to be Hyperion for Rainer. That's Maelstrom, and there is the Hyperion early here from Thickbane, as they're getting this mid wall down with no contest. What a tremendous amount of damage just came out there. ReGen Red countered in the bottom side, found a wall of their own. Might be the better trade, but here's a brush lock from G Money. Trying to see what kind of target he can get, but he is going to be condemned. Putting that silence. -40 in a horrible spot. He's not going to get a kill. He's getting flipped and tossed around and stunned down again. -40 fallen for the second time in this game. Still no level 10 talents for ReGen Red, and now it's level 11 for Accel eSports, as they're getting another altar here. Going to give them a 4-shot lead, as was once the lead for ReGen Red. Have not found an altar since, and it swung right around in favor of Accel eSports. They're looking good here in this mid game, and it's going to be more XP soak and more sapper camps for Accel eSports, as they already took the one on their side. You can tell ReGen Red once again scared. Blaze not in the best spot. He's on this top side. So unless he wants to come bring this flanking Jet Propulsion in, they're about to be giving up yet another sapper camp. But here comes Street. Ledge still going to lead it off. Big condemn, hitting 4 members. Gristle McThornbody on the backside. Silence going to isolate out this team and split it up. Going to be held there by Recycling, but the first kill is going to be on Greymane. He didn't end up using the cursed bullet. Huge misplay there by Zensvet, not able to get the value from his heroic talent, as now the members of Accel eSports with sappers here are going to connect 2 of them. Hyperion's down as well from Raynor. Are going to find their first structure of the game just 8 minutes and 50 seconds in, as I believe Raynor should be able to finish this off. Wow. Okay, so they're not able to get it. Curse of the caster, but Minion Wave is here. Very surprised to see Accel eSports not try to continue through and get this down. They're going to give it up. Double altar phase is spawning. ReGen Red still has this escape path through the bottom lane. Up top is Blaze once again making a late rotation against a Dahaka with that global. He's got to make his way down, but a quick pickup. I missed it. Cursed bullet that time from Zensvet. Gonna make sure Garrosh will fall before this double altar phase, and this could be a big swing for ReGen Red, as they're gonna be here on this mid side. They're gonna rotate Greymane down. He'll be able to pick up the other one, and this is a double altar pickup for ReGen Red. Keep eyes up here on top side as mid lane. We do see Ace up here trying to get some soak, but ReGen Red still has that advantage on the field as Garrosh is just now spawning. See if they want to jump on anyone, but they do not find it. They got to look for something soon if they want to find it on even talents, because almost level 13 are Accel eSports. They're in the top lane soaking it up. There's a Pumpkin Sapper camp available on the map here as well. And they've already done such a great job throughout the game finding these sappers. We'll see if they want to continue it, but instead they're looking at a boss. Raynor taking a lot of damage, is now Dahaka going to step in front. This is scouted by ReGen Red, so there will be a defense. Crystal McThornbody definitely sees it. -40 sees his Garrosh as he's trying to poke it out. Are they going to try to get in here? I'm wondering, are they just giving it up? They're afraid of the level 13 talent, and the call has been to concede over the 4 shots. So once again, we find ourselves on even core shots, 24 to 24. But ReGen Red's going to steal away a Pumpkin Sapper on the bottom side. Up top, it's Accel eSports trying to loosen up this top wall. This is big for ReGen Red. With Sappers here, they could get first 4 to the game, as that one on their side still hasn't been destroyed. Pumpkin Sappers coming in. They will crash. And with minions here as well, Blessed Shield going to lock into Dahaka Silence as well. Looking for the force. Wave of Force was Leeming, and now Dahaka very low, but will be able to escape. Drag on Leeming. She takes a little bit of damage, but will survive. But the fort does not survive. First structure of the game in favor of ReGen Red, but up top, it's Accel eSports trying to take away a structure of their own on the top side. Triple altar phase spawning. Pumpkin Sappers. Bottom lane for ReGen Red. That's 3-shot potential if they push across. Dahaka is there in defense right now, but he looks like he's making a rotation to the top half of the map. Greymane going to start the channel on the bottom as ReGen Red is here in defense, trying to make sure that Accel eSports is not going to double cap on the top side. You see EO picking it up on his Ana on the right. Now all 10 members are here, but that bottom side, Pumpkin Sappers are still pushing for ReGen Red. We're going to watch this fight as the drag came out early from G-Money. There's a big man come down. Blessed Shields follow up in 5 seconds if they have it, but they don't yet. Maelstrom's out. They already finished off Stukov, so no supporting available for ReGen Red, but Scorp so low. There's the Blessed Shield. Follow up Jet Propulsion, not enough. Didn't lock in the right members. Blaze drops the bunker, and now it's Kerrigan and Jova into the fray. Gonna throw her back to safety. Shree's the one low. Pops Iron Skin. Rolling back is Zensped. He's gonna try to get the channel, but re-engaging is all the members of Ace, and they're gonna find a kill on Blaze. First off, looking for more now on -40. Does have a teleport back. Wave of Force to make sure no one jumps in. Hysteria was still looking for it. But end of the day, it's gonna be 2 altars for Accel eSports. Pumpkin Sappers, all 3 of them did cross the line on this bottom side. So it's 16 to 17 in favor of Accel eSports, as they got 2 of those altars in that phase, which was tremendous for them. Top side, trying to get back their fort. And remember, ReGen Red did get a fort on the bottom side earlier. Now they have a 4-2 fort advantage, but the bottom left is on a string, and it's just going to take one little leap in to get that turned over for Accel eSports. Dismounted there is Blaze. Blessed Shield only going to hit on top of Garrosh. Still no Cursed Bullet in range. Zensvet is just showing up, as the bottom bell tower is going to be resecured by Accel eSports. ReGen Red thinking about what they want to do. Potentially look at this mid-wave.
Red team.
A little hesitant right now, they are. As Accel's going to grab a Pumpkin Sapper camp. Will be able to take away the bell tower on the bottom left-hand side of the map. And ReGen Red, they're just kind of dancing around mid, not really sure of what they're doing. Giving up a little bit of time. They're, of course, down the level 16 talents. Garrosh missing his groundbreaker. But another siege camp is on the map. And ReGen Red, without level 16, they could be scared here. But altars are activating. They might be able to get a jump on collecting theirs. But this bottom side just taken away from ReGen Red by Raynor. So now it's going to be a total of 6 pumpkin sappers in this bottom lane, as altars are spawning in 10 seconds. Accel eSports looking really good in this spot. They have a lot of pressure, including that fort advantage. So if they're able to get these 2 channels and the sappers in the bottom lane, that's GG. So you got to keep an eye out if you're ReGen Red. You cannot fall here. Tongue gonna miss from Dahake. Pops into his burrow with the tunneling claws. There's a flip on Blaze. Has a bunker, drops it. Silence on top of Dahaka, falling very low. Gristle McDornbody able to back up a Maelstrom. Swipe so good there from Psychic, making sure that Maelstrom does not get value. The right side altar still not channeled, but sappers in the bottom are about to cross the line. I want to show it to you, but this fight is really breaking loose on the top side as all 6 sappers cross for Accel eSports. That is enormous for them. And the heals coming out from EO on that Ana. We'll see if they can continue. There's a drag connecting on Blaze, the silence, and the follow-up jump in there from Leeming. She gets a reset and some of the dominance. And now ReGen Red has to take it to their face. They need to press forward on this, but EO starting the channel. Is there an interrupt in range? I don't think there is. Silence on top of 1. There's a reset for Leeming, looking for more, but missing the globe. Hysteria will fall. Another reset for Leeming. Now looking for Raynor. The stun's there from Jet Propulsion. He's low. Curse Bullet finishes the day, and it's a 4 for nothing in favor of ReGen Red. But when I say nothing, you got to take that with a grain of salt, because 6 sappers cross the bottom lane, and EO is able to pick up that altar on the top side. So ReGen Red is now sitting at only 5 core health, as Stukov will channel that final altar, and ReGen Red has to start licking their wounds, as they cannot afford to hand over any structures to the members of Accel eSports. They've already lost game 1, and the last thing they want to do heading out of round number 2 is leaving below 500 in the standings. They're looking at a boss. There's only 2 members here. All right, they're going to make a full contest. Garrosh is at mid, trying to get back that fort, so they have vision of him. I think they might have saw where Ana was in the top lane. So ReGen Red wisely and sneakily able to take away the boss, and 4 shots in their favor. Pumpkin Zappers up top are about to be cleared. But they got to find structures, as they're going to be down 4-2 yet again. And 1 altar will mean lights out for them, especially with a 2 altar phase about to spawn soon. We'll see if ReGen Red recognizes this, see if they rotate around, get back their safe structure. And they got to do it quick, because if they do not, they're going to be sitting up against match point when Accel eSports gets a hold of this next altar phase. But here they come, and Sapper Camp already picked up on the right side by Accel eSports. They're looking for a second one here on the side of ReGen Red. Rush stalking against Dahaka. This is a 5v5 fight. ReGen Red needs to take it. Big silence. Landed on 2. The damage coming out as well. Garrosh down first. Dahaka could be next. He is. Camp stolen back away from ReGen Red. And with a double altar phase, they're looking like they can start swinging this around. Sappers are going to connect onto this fort that they lost earlier. They can clear up the other pumpkin sappers. Altars in 12, but they got to get there in time. They got to make a defense and make sure that no one from the members of Accel eSports can capture either of these altars. They're so critical at this point in the game. There you see Shui leading the way up top. Does see all 3 members, so they're going to send the rest of ReGen up here, trying to get the damage in. It's Raynor, already had to use his E, now in a root by the Stukov. Psychic setting up the play for ReGen Red. Another member down for Accel eSports. Options, options, options on the map. They can win it here if they can push the bottom lane and get the altars. In fact, they only need to get 1 of the altars, then push the lane. These 5 shots could mean it for ReGen Red. And that's Raynor down for 35 seconds. Garrosh just spawning, Dahaka just spawning. They gotta get this fort down quickly. No one here in defense from Accel eSports. And Gristle McThornbody starting the channel. Here's the brush stalking from Dahaka. Is he here in time? No, he isn't. ReGen Red picks up the win on Towers of Doom. What a comeback. what a game. Both sides coming out to play. But at the end of the day, it's the boys from ReGen Red picking up the split, winning on their map selection. Both these teams winning on their maps tonight. Solid performance both games. These teams were very evenly matched. I thought game number 1 early favored ReGen Red, and then a huge swing around from Accel eSports. And you just saw basically the same thing here. Some very smart shot calling at the very last moments there from ReGen Red. They found the fight on the Sapper camp. They got the win there. They ended up taking the top altar, 4 shots, took the fort, adding the 5th, and Gristle able to channel it away at the last second. Outstanding presence of mind at the end of the game there by ReGen Red. I'm going to try to head over to an interview. I'm going to throw talents up on the screen for you as well. But I'm going to try to find a member of ReGen Red for one of these interviews. Looks like we have Shui. Shui, my man, my man, my man. What is going on?
What's up, baby?
Ho! ReGen Red.
What a comeback.
What a comeback indeed. So, we're going to start with map number 2. Slowly walk me through those final moments as they're trying to get the pumpkin sappers on your side of the map and the engagement that ensued.
We knew we had to stop them. It was I don't know, nerve-wracking, because we were behind. We didn't know if we could come back there, but we got the 2 picks on the Warriors and it just kept going.
Outstanding. I was just talking about, as I was signing off of that match, was the presence of mind there at the end of the game. The shot calling was perfect to pick up the altar, pick up the fort, and then get the second altar. Perfectly mathed for the 9 shots still needed to win the game. And you guys pulled it off. It was looking pretty grim there for a while, but outstanding. Any words on that shot calling at the end?
The coaches would be happy about our communication at the end of that one for sure. We were screaming at each other.
But let's rewind a bit. Cursed Hollow, our first map of the night. You guys were looking really good. You, of course, are playing the Muradin. Seemed like you guys had a strong lead. Found the first curse of the game. Found one of their keeps down to about 25% health. But you guys never were able to make your way back down there and get the catapult pressure. Walk me through a bit of the map and what was going on for you guys.
I don't have a good answer for that one. They turned it around on us, and we just lost it between ourselves. A little bit disappointing. There was the call to hold the camp at the end to try and stop the boss, and I stepped off it for a second, and that was that. Yeah,
huge wind tunnel from Falstead helping secure the win there. But I gotta mention and shout out to Accel eSports, and I'm sure you're the same way.
Hard battle for sure.
Yeah, but their combination of the Stay a While and Listen, the APOC, the Ring of Frost, I mean, that's a lot of time with hands-off keyboard for you guys. Did you guys see that coming?
I don't think we anticipated that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they took arguably 3 talents that are not always chosen by those 3 heroes, and they obviously played it very well. They found the combination on multiple occasions. But all in all, I thought it was a very hard-fought game number 1, and truthfully could have gone either way. And fortunately for Accel eSports, they found themselves with a victory. But Towers of Doom, what a map it was. Lead me through, as you guys wanted to put Zensvet this time on the gray main, switching -40 over to a hero he loves to play in the form of Li Ming. Strong comfort picks here, it seems, for ReGen Red.
Yeah, so without giving too much away, the plan was not Johanna, but once they picked the Garrosh, we felt that it was going to put a big wrench in our plans, so we switched to that tank.
I mean, yeah, it looked good. Your Bless Shield engagements were obviously enormous, including the one there at the end that secured the deal. But we both got to give a huge shout out to Repsychic. The way he played at the end of the game, locking it home with that always a popular level 13 talent, Virulent Reaction. A lot of key roots there you saw at the end that really helped you guys seal the deal.
Yeah, I am a big fan when he's on that that hero for sure.
So anything you want to add to these games before we move on to shoutouts?
We're really happy that we were able to come back and tie it up.
So Shui, my good friend, the floor is yours now. Let me know what you got to say.
Just the usual shout outs, our wonderful founder, our great coaches, our managers, our subs who are, not playing in a lot of the main matches, but they're always there when we need them. I think I said red, but I'll say red again.
Yeah.
And the other team gave us a great match.
Yeah, honestly, I've obviously gotten to watch all your matches thus far this season. This one to me seemed the most even match you guys have had thus far. Truthfully, both games could have gone to either team, but in the end, it's a split. ReGen Red walks away through round 2, 6-6. Any thoughts moving into round number 3 and anything scary out there? Some of these teams you're either excited to play or a bit terrified to play against?
Not a good question for me because I have not been really following the other teams as much as I probably should be. I leave that to the other boys and Eslin.
One game at a time. Good way to play it.
One game I don't even look at the matches. One game at a time.
There you go. All right, guys. You just heard from Shui. Thank you so much for joining me for the interview.
Can I give one more shout out?
Absolutely.
Good luck to ReGen Black tonight.
Oh, baby. You love to see it. And that's a great segue for me because later on this evening, back here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG, we got Pride Stark Gaming up against another home squad, ReGen Black. And hopefully all of you ReGen fans will hang out and chat. We'll bring in some fans of Pride Stark as well. We'll have some good fun. But for now, that is all we have for this matchup. Joining me for the interview, of course, was the tank player for ReGen Red. We got Shui here with me. Once again, a huge shout out to him. And a huge shout out to both these teams, all of the people who stopped in this evening. Ragnarok for the 4-month resub to the channel. Couldn't do all this without you guys, fam, and I'm excited to bring you more action this evening. I will see you at 11 o'clock Eastern. You do not want to miss it. See you then.